Hey there, YouTube. It's Mike the Dicka Collector here. Hope you're all doing well, having a great weekend. I'm coming at you today with two TTM return, and a couple of items I picked up from eBay, and my first trade on Trading Card Database. Thanks to Zach and Porter for always mentioning that site. I logged on and finally, in the early stages of getting my collection and trading and all that stuff set up on there. Doesn't take long for people to reach out with trade offers, which is pretty cool. No Ditka or uh, no Ditka mail day today. Unfortunately, a couple of the cards I was waiting for have not arrived yet. So hopefully, next week's video will have a plethora of Ditkas. But anyway, I do have some, like I said, eBay and database trade pickups. So let's just start. So in addition to the sports, I like to collect cards that have logos from M&M Mars Company. Little personal connection for me. My father worked at M&M Mars in a little town called Hackettstown, New Jersey. And if you look on the back of your Snickers bar, your M&M's pack, it'll show that M&M Mars was headquartered in Hackettstown, New Jersey. And so just a little homage to my dad and the company that from my hometown. So this is from 2017, Donruss Racing. Pretty cool dual car. Now it's listed as a Kyle Busch car because he drove or was sponsored by M&M Mars, but I'm really just pulling and collecting the cards that show the cars with the artwork of M&Ms. I don't follow racing closely enough to buy the actual racer car, but this is cool with the peanut M&Ms up top and the Skittles on the bottom. Just nice to add to the collection. This next card pays homage to my heritage. I like to collect cards that show either the Egyptian flag or have some kind of call out to Egypt. And this is obviously Queen Cleopatra on the 1952 Look and See. It's a set that they showed a whole bunch of historical figures, and then they would do little write-ups on the back. Now these are very, very basic write-ups, and I think the authenticity or the veracity can be questioned. But anyway, for those interested, this is telling you that when Cleopatra, the beautiful queen of Egypt, heard that Julius Caesar had invaded Egypt, she was anxious to get to him as quickly as possible. She arranged for a servant to carry her to Caesar, rolled up in a rug. Caesar was so impressed with Cleopatra that he helped her keep her kingdom. She ruled for many years after Caesar had been killed. Well, some of that's true, and some of that is probably a little embellished, but I guess it got kids interested in history back then, so can't fault them with that. And then it's kind of neat down at the bottom, just like the old Topps cards, they have questions. So this is saying, what famous Roman general fell in love with Cleopatra? I guess you have to get the next card to get the answer, but the answer is Mark Antony. You've probably heard of Cleopatra and Mark Antony, and that's where it comes from. So that's just another addition to the Egypt PC, I like to call. I did pick up some Bears cards finally. I found a lot on eBay of Darnell Mooney. So we have from 2020 Panini Chronicles, his rookie card with the blue foil variation. And then we have the base card from 2020 Select. This is a nice card. I actually like this with him catching. I really feel like he's going to have a huge year this season with Chase Claypool on one side and Moore on the other. It should be a fun season of Bears. I'm really holding out hope and excited. Next up, this is also from Panini Chronicles 2020. This is cool. It's like a little acetate card, so you can see through the back. So that's Darnell Mooney also. And then another clear vision. And most of you know I'm a big fan of the Diamond Kings baseball. Well, they also made I guess, a football king, or Gridiron Kings, I think is what they call it. So this is the Mooney base. And then there's you can see in his name, there's the gold variation. And here's the purple variation. And then the last pickup was also a Mooney. Which is pretty cool. 2020 Donruss Optic, the green. Look at that shine. It's just a beautiful card. So I am very optimistic that Mooney has a good season, and we'll keep our fingers crossed that that comes true. So then finally I do have two TTM returns. I have a feeling they're both racing returns, but we'll take a look and see. So the first one here is from Greensboro, North Carolina. Let's see what we get here. I like when it opens nice and easily. Oh, very cool. Okay, so this is actually not the card that I pulled from Caleb's card. This is Ned Jarrett, who was a reporter. He was I guess, a trackside reporter, and he reported on many races. The card that and he did sign it, very cool of him to do. The card that I pulled was actually Davey Allison, and when I was doing my research, he passed away. And I didn't know who to send to because I didn't know the history, but one of the cool things about these 91 Max cards is they put on the back either information or quotes. And if you look at that bottom quote there, coming from a racing family, Davey has a lot of talent that was born in him, and he's been able to develop that talent growing up. I think he will be one of the top stars in racing for a long, long time. And it's actually a quote from Ned Jarrett. So when I found this card, I decided to send him the Davey Allison card and asked him to sign by his quote. And he did graciously do that. Unfortunately, it does look like the signature smeared a little bit, but that's okay. That's still a pretty cool return. I was very, very grateful, and it is one more point for the contest. And in addition, I get one more card added, and this one came out pretty nicely. He signed right on his blue shirt. I've said before, I'm definitely going to continue with this set after the contest. Okay, so the next return here is from Knoxville, Tennessee. Let's see what we get. And we do have another racing return. Oh, this is very cool. So this is Mr. Jerry Punch, who had a pretty interesting career. So he's an announcer also, just like Ned Jarrett. But he began working with ESPN in the pit of NASCAR races. And through no fault of his own, he ended up becoming the medical expert, basically, and assisted on several different events during his career. So he was reporting on a race in 1988. He was the first person that was on the scene and helped with the rescue after Rusty Wallace crashed. In 1989, he helped treat burn injuries after a fire broke out in the pit of Richard Petty's crew, injuring 2 of his crew members. So he basically provided triage until the paramedics could arrive. I wasn't able to find a year for this, but this is really cool. He was giving a speech at a luncheon in Nashville, Tennessee, when Jenny Gill, the daughter of singer Vince Gill, fainted. Jerry was the man who helped revive her. As soon as she came to, he went right back to the podium and finished his speech. So he, I don't know if the medical emergencies follow him or he follows the medical emergencies, but that's pretty cool. He has a very nice signature there, nice and bold with that black ink. In addition, as always, I asked him a question. and he did kindly respond. Hi, Michael. It is my pleasure to sign your card for you. Thank you. Thanks for asking. I really enjoy calling the OIT SNPS. Oh boy. I'm sorry, guys. Let me take this off just so I can read it real quick. Okay. I really enjoy calling the OIT SNPS, where they change 4 tires and add gas. All the best. Your friend, Jerry Punch. Well, that's really cool. I don't think I did him justice reading the letter, or reading his letter back. But I'm very grateful that he took the time to sign. It's a pretty long video for me, guys, and I apologize. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Jerry Punch, for your awesome signature. Thank you, Ned Jarrett, for signing the card and for signing your quote on the back of Davey Allison's card. Thank you all for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.